I broke my 3D printer. Actually, I broke it 3 times. Completely my fault. And this is how I fixed it. So what happened? Well, I was busy printing Gridfinity base plates, one after another, and then I didn't put the print bed back on and went and do something else. So as a result, the filament didn't stick to the print bed because there wasn't one, and it all clogged up the nozzle. I'm not gonna recreate that. Perhaps I should have filmed it, but my instinct was cut the power, stop the problem. So this is what the nozzle looks like. Not sure whether you can see this, but it's slightly bulged there. Surely that's not a good sign. And look at this clog of PLA filament. That's enough for any nozzle. While connecting the nozzle, a connector on the hotend interface board snapped off and stayed attached to the cable. Have a look at this. With that, the interface board became unusable and I had to order one from China. I didn't want to wait that long Gridfinity base plates to print, you know. So I saw that there was a deal on for Centauri Carbon. And I had some credits on my Amazon account, so I only had to spend just under £100 in real money. Okay, I know credits are also real money, but they feel different. So next day, new printer, and I'm back in business, printing Gridfinity base plates to my heart's content. And that brings us to my third mistake. Eager to get things going, I started dismantling the hotend without doing the proper research, without finding the Elegoo wiki, link in the comments, and I think I went a little bit too far. But now I've got the wiki, let's get this all back up and running. Oh, and guess what? The new interface board has arrived.
Right, let's kick off the actual repair. First, unscrew the interface board. And oops, yeah, got that. You should now be able to unplug it like that. Marvelous. And there we have it. So let's take off the fan cable and plug that fan cable into our new interface board. Then, and I've learned now what the connectors are, the thermistor cable, which is the one that actually broke off, and then the heat cable. So that's the heat for the nozzle. There we go, and marvelous. Now we can plug the interface board back in. Just be careful not to bend any pins. Looking good. And then screw it back on. As I said, I went too far. There was absolutely no need to take apart the extruder gearbox. It's actually quite tricky to get it back together because there are a couple of springs in there. But yeah, I think that should do it. And just 3 screws. 1, 2, and then here at the bottom, the last one. Let's hook it back on. And this time it's 4 screws. First, second, the third, and the fourth. Getting there. So let's get the nozzle back on. A couple of screws. Number 1 and number 2. There you have it. The extruder all connected up. Now let's put the holder for the fan on. A bit tricky to get to the various screws, which also means I need to shift this over to get to the right side. And here's the 3rd screw, and again from the top, 3rd, 4th. Great. So let's connect the fan up. First the cable, and then it hooks on the top, and a couple of magnets on the bottom. Then put it in place. Few screws for the holder for the filament tube, one either side and one in the middle.
And there you have it, all fixed. And now the moment of truth. What happens when we turn on the power? Alexa, 3D printer on.
Cool, that's our first live sign. Looks promising up to now. After significant maintenance, recalibration isn't optional. It's part of the fix. So let's run a complete self-test. Select all and start. So, at the moment, this is looking promising. And yes, we've got our first tick after the input checking. Pit tuning is second. First. Yes, we've got a second tick. Now the auto leveling. Yes! So let's do a quick test print to see whether it actually works. Well, looking good so far. Might need a bit of fine tuning, but yeah, we're there. Good. Clearly in real life it took a lot longer than just those few minutes. But wow, both printers working, printing in unison. Gridfinity plates to their heart's content. I'm so happy.
So in conclusion, first, make sure your print bed is installed. Second, keep an eye on your print so that you can fix it when something goes wrong. Third, when you're dismantling hardware, do your research, even if you think you know what you're doing. Fourth, 2 printers print faster than 1. Anyway, I messed up big time, not once, not twice, 3 times. I've learned a lot, and now everything is working again. So if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and see you next time.